Ladies and gentlemen, it seems like we were right. Now a new day for Travis Hunter, but with the DBs in that white jersey. So it's 2 on, 2 off, or essentially 2 days of wide receiver, 2 days at DB. That's what it looks like as of right now, which is a good thing. They're really trying to implement him on both sides of the football and keep it very consistent with what they're doing and how they're attacking it. Now, we do see some practices where, he is at wide receiver and then he just switches sides of the field and goes on the defense a little bit. So we might see that a little bit more going forward. But in this video, we're going to break down all the news, the notes, the highlights, the observations from today's practice. We got you guys covered. Before we dive in, like I always do, I want to give credit to Jamal and all of the other reporters out here in Jacksonville who cover this team. It's been amazing, and they do such a good job. Make sure you guys go follow them for more news and notes from every single clip, every single play that happens in this Jaguars training camp. Now, with that being said, I want you guys to comment down below 2 players because football's here. There's a game tonight, and I know it's just the Hall of Fame game, but it's here, which is unreal. Comment down below 2 players that you are excited to see during this year's preseason. It could be rookies, it could be veterans, it could be UDFA, it could be anybody. Let me know in the comments and then why. With that being said, let's dive into today's video. My favorite position battle this year has been, at least so far, the safety position. You have a couple of guys here that they really like. Darnell Savage, more of a free safety type of guy, but he's also competing with guys like Antonio Johnson and Caleb Ransaw, and you even see Andrew Wingard looking really good through some of these practices. So that starting free safety spot is, I do want to say it's kind of up in the air right now. I will say Darnell Savage is probably leading for that role in this football team, but I wouldn't be surprised if come day one, you see a couple of guys rotate in and out of the position and they just feed the hot hand going forward. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, I wouldn't be surprised seeing Darnell Savage start games and then, a couple of drives in, they put in Caleb Ransaw or Antonio Johnson or Andrew Wingard. And if those guys play well or even better, then things could change over time. But safety position, I think they're pretty solid in, right? Eric Murray from Houston, Darnell Savage, Johnson, Ransaw, Wingard. Then you have the 6th-round rookie as well in Lane. I like the safety group, man. I really do. I think their overall DB room with Travis Hunter, if he does play full-time both sides of the football, this secondary could be really good with Tyson, Hunter, Lewis, Darnell, and more. So very, very intriguing right now is this secondary. Here's like a 20% drill. They're not doing it very quickly here. But what you're going to see is he's going to be in a third, and he's working on communication, switching in a defense and being able to, hey, you're not supposed to come back here. You go to him, and I'll take your guy, right? So essentially what that means is if this guy's running an in, and the guy over here on this side of the field is running a corner route, you don't want to, as a third, come down and bite on the in because you'll get beat on the corner, right? So you're going to see him essentially on this little practice clip here. He's going to point switch. Once he reads the defense, boom, point. And they don't know what the routes are going to be pre-snap. So you just do it very slowly. And you need to be able to do this very well in the NFL because if you can't, you're going to get beat a lot. So again, this is very important, especially for a corner, because a lot of times in the NFL, you see mistakes. In a third, right, a deep third, sometimes they bite up on this guy for just a second, allowing that to get leverage. And then boom, you're done. It's over. They're touchdown, right? So you got to be very wary of these happening, and they're just trying to get them up to speed. I did want to start to get into the 11-on-11s because there always are a lot of them. So we're just going to kind of deep dive right into it. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more of these updates, and follow my guy Jamal and all of the other reporters on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, because it will be beneficial if you are a Jaguars fan or a Travis Hunter fan. First play of 11-on-11s. We've seen a lot of Tank. I believe 2 days ago we saw the first carry for ETN during 11-on-11s in terms of the first play of 11s. Today, back to Tank Bigsby. Hit the ground coming out of the pile. Here we go. Trevor Lawrence to Travis Etienne. Looks like it's a pass completion. Lloyd near the line. Trevor Lawrence, another handoff to Tank, was bottled up. Trevor Lawrence to De'Ami Brown, who I think is going to be huge in terms of being able to field stretch. It was completed down over the middle of the field with Darian Jones in coverage. Hand off to Jackson. Hand off to LaQuint Allen. Hand off to Jackson. Good vision. Cephas, man. I see this guy a lot. I'm going to guess we're going to see him a lot today in this one too. They love this dude. They love Joshua Cephas, man. They do. If you guys play Fantasy Dynasty more so, maybe take a shot on Joshua Cephas. He could be the wide receiver 4 on this team when it's all said and done. And I know that's not like great because he won't be starting, but he's got a lot of potential, man. They like his ability to block, which ultimately could get him on the field a ton. Trevor Lawrence to BTJ, pass incomplete with Jarrian Jones in coverage. Handoff to Etienne, handoff to Tank. Looks like Eric Murray was in there, but nice alley for him to run. Handoff to Etienne. We do see Etienne run with the twos a lot, which is what makes me think that Tank is the one, and Etienne is more of a receiving back in the first unit, but would be the full guy if Tank had to miss time. That's what it seems like to me. I could be wrong though. Herbert with the almost catch. McPherson ripped it out. Warford to Irwin. Again, if you want to see the more of the backups, you guys can look at that. Trevor Lawrence to De'Ami Brown, pass complete over the middle. I do think De'Ami Brown is going to be a focal point of this offense. Trevor Lawrence to Cephas. I'm telling you, playing with the ones. Playing with the ones. This one was incomplete, but the thing I want to notice is he's playing with Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence to Thomas. I guess we do have to keep in mind here that Hunter's with the defense. Trevor Lawrence to Brenton Strange. Deep, incomplete. Lloyd and Johnson in coverage. Nick Mullins to Etienne. Short pass complete. Travis Hunter was there for the stop. Looks like Hunter might be working with the second team defense early on. Nick Mullins to the sideline. Pass intercepted. Couldn't tell who it was. Hand off to Allen. Travis Hunter drove him out of bounds. So Hunter making a couple of plays here. Trevor Lawrence to BTJ. Tyson in coverage. Cole Van Lanen is out for training camp. Caleb Bransaw is week to week. Ooh, okay. Back to 11s with the starters. Trevor Lawrence, handoff to Tank. Handoff to Etienne. Both those guys are going to get a ton of work. Trevor Lawrence to BTJ. Deep pass down the sideline. Incomplete with Jarrian Jones in coverage. Trevor Lawrence to Parker Washington. Deep shot complete down the field. He created a bunch of space with Travis Hunter in coverage there. Nick Mullins to Jackson. Irwin. 2 in. Completed. Handoff to Etienne. Trevor Lawrence back, handoff to Tank. Not a ton of space. I will say every time Tank gets the ball, not really creating a lot of space, which again could end up changing this pecking order. Trevor Lawrence to Thomas with Tyson in coverage. Mel with the catch. Cephas short pass completed. Kaiser PBU, the third team offense. Trevor Lawrence to Etienne, short pass complete. Another handoff to Tank. Again, not much room behind Little. Lawrence to De'Ami Brown, touchdown, wide open touchdown. Lewis was trailing in coverage. Again, there's a lot of plays here. You guys can kind of just go through if you want to. I'm really trying to focus on the starters. Trevor Lawrence to Parker Washington. Short pass over the middle complete. Lewis was trailing. Pass incomplete. Hit at the line of scrimmage by Josh Hines Allen. Wolford had a couple of reps in there. Hennigan had a couple of reps in there. That seems to be it. I'll refresh this one more time to see if there's anything else. But that looks like it could be the end of practice. Hunter in coverage with the PBU. So Hunter is getting some playing time defensively. But it's not specifically or dominantly with the first team. Maybe we'll see that change. We also had another one. Incomplete over the middle, no receiver near, but Hunter almost with the interception. So Hunter is making a lot of plays versus this second and third team defense. I will say that. But ultimately, that's it. Again, good practice. Looks like the offense is doing things well. Defensive line is really stopping that run, especially when Tank is in the game and Etienne's in the game. Looks like the defensive line is playing stout, which is a good sign. So let me know what you guys think. Hit the like button, subscribe, join the family, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.